Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Unfound Podcast channel on YouTube. I'm, of course, Unfound's host, Ed Densel. I'm sorry that this is going to be a little shaky, but I am here at my dad's place in Pennsylvania, and I do not have a tripod to use here. Could not put one in my luggage to be put on the plane. So I'm going to be holding this with one hand and using just my other hand to point out some analysis, just pointing you in a couple different directions for the disappearance, as the title suggests, the disappearance of Betty Toepfer. This is an episode that came out on July 21st of 2023, and if you hear any booming or grumbling, bumbling in the background, it is because here in Butler, Pennsylvania, technically Renfrew, there's a huge thunderstorm rolling through, but the show must go on. Please subscribe to this channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can do that right down there in the bottom right-hand corner. All right, so let's get started. What you are looking at on the screen with the red mark is the approximate location where Betty got off the bus that day, and I'm going to remove all of the label stuff to make this a little easier to see. Just bear with me for a moment. Okay, label's gone. All right, so now there's no words in there. So right here is right where University Avenue and Market Street. University Street and Market Street pass right there in the middle of the screen right there. Now I'm going to zoom out and you're going to see there's just not a whole lot of places that she could have gone. We're still looking at Market Street and University Street, University Avenue intersection right there in the middle, but you could see just a lot of pavement, buildings, concrete in any direction she could have gone. Now, certainly off here to the, what we would call, I guess, the northwest, there are, it does look like to be a park and maybe some small mountain there or something, but the key is telling me that is about 3,000 feet. So, like, what is that, 3/5 of a mile, something like that, away from where Betty was let off the bus. It seems unlikely that an 87-year-old would walk like that. Of course, nobody's seeing her, but maybe. But then we have to start thinking, well, what exactly was going through her mind? If we're going to accept that she had at least a decent mind at that time, then what are we really talking about here? It's just hard to say, and we kind of went through this on the disappearance of Bo Man, where I did a map analysis video, and there was concrete and buildings and steel for miles and miles and miles in any direction. Of course, he was found just a quarter mile away from where he was let off from that Uber. Could that still be, I guess we have to start asking, could that be the same situation for Betty? Maybe, but we also have to remember this is a disappearance that's over 8 years old, not like Bo Man's, which at the time of him being found was, what, not even a year and a half. Something to keep in mind. So I am going to do a street view for you. I'm going to zoom back in here to that intersection. I'm going to bring our little orangish, yellowish guy and just drop it right down here. And I do have the ability to look at an older street view, actually from May of 2015. So this is the next month. Right, the month after she went missing. Now, what, of course, I think is going to catch a lot of people's attention is that right there. At the time, there was construction going on at that intersection right there. And could it be that she stumbled in there? Maybe. But I will tell you that I continue to believe that these types of stories are urban legends. I'm not saying the mob or the mafia have never put somebody in concrete. They certainly have. I just can't imagine why Betty Toepfer would be put into concrete, or, you know, so many things have to go wrong for her to not be seen there. What, she was there, she stumbled in there, and workers who showed up the next day didn't see her. It's hard to imagine. But I'm just here to show you, you know, what was in the vicinity. Now, as far as video cameras in any direction, I think we can see very quickly that, you know, if we're just going to pick one direction, let's go down here. You see all these, you know, the problem is we just don't know what direction she went. In addition, she might not have, now this is the whole going down. This right here is a picture going back the whole way to June 2008. So that's not going to help us. We'll go back the other direction. It's weird how these maps change from time to time. So this is actually from April. Now this view you're looking at is actually from April of, see all these, there's that construction again. Let me get this out of the way. So the problem with this, I think you're getting the idea here, is that no matter what direction she could have gone from this intersection, we'll go down this way. Parks, buildings, plenty of stores, and dare I say, this area looks a lot less shadier than the Santa Monica area where Bone Man went missing, dare I say. Not that Riverside, California has the greatest reputation, but I have to tell you, this looks like a bustling downtown, buildings that are being lived in, whereas, of course, around where Bone Man got dropped off, plenty of buildings that were condemned, fences around them, on and on and on. You're not seeing that here. In fact, you're seeing construction, new buildings being built. I think that's a significant factor here. But any way that she would have walked, she would have just passed more and more buildings. And that just makes this whole thing very difficult to understand. Just for her to walk away, but as you heard in the interview with Mary, she went down there. She was down there the very next day, passing out flyers, pictures of Betty, and nobody saw her. So this does open up the idea that she did get on another bus and took it to somewhere else, and that's why she wasn't seen anywhere on any other cameras. People anywhere walking, people didn't see her. She didn't go into any businesses, restaurants, or anything else. So it may mean that Riverside, California, at least this downtown area, is just not the right place to be. Of course, the problem is we have the same problem with any other bus. It doesn't seem like a bus driver or anybody ever came forward to say, oh yeah, I saw her on the bus headed out to a mall or something that day. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other of this disappearance. And so it's just very difficult to understand this. It just doesn't seem like if she strolled off like Bone Man did and collapsed somewhere or something, you think that she would have been found by now. So there's that. And of course, we can't, of course, rule out her son, who maybe she called him, he came and picked her up. This is just theorizing, complete conjecture, no proof of this. But maybe she didn't want to ride the bus home and he picked her up and something happened. Just not the type of area that you would think an 87-year-old would go missing from. I guess to end a sentence with a preposition. So there you go. That is the best I can do with the map analysis of Betty Toepfer. I think you could see not a lot of places that she could have gone. This is not next to a forest or next to a body of water or anything else. So thank you for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button down in the bottom right-hand corner, and I will talk to you again very soon. Thanks for watching.